special guest for the special guest.
Let's go.
Hold on, here she comes.
Consider me a big shot. What up, Steve? Mimi Scrap, yo. I'm on my love and hip hop. Yes, so solid, it flows through my body. And if you got it, love, I'm told that's what God is. I'm Tyrone Higgins. Whenever love is given to me, pragmatic. I'm just an addict for your love. I gotta have it. My problems disappear when love's connected. I never wanna take back an hour, minute, or second. What a blessing. Love ain't proud. It ain't true. Love, it rejoices.
I could not
love is so
someone
patient, kind. It doesn't
like I tried to do in my first
friend,
marriage.
love your enemy.
Nor
this love sink in. Got love
try to
for
be
my
something
neighbor,
that I
agape
absolutely
phileo.
was
Let me
not.
be more convincing. Maybe you can dive in and exegete or censor, dissect the scripture where Bishop we show love. Or if you a sinner, transgender like Bruce Jenner, well, Caitlyn, we show more love. Basic
Well, I'm
math,
sure all of them, but I only deal with
divided.
men, so
God
I
can
don't know
take
what
one
to do
love,
with
then
this.
add or multiply it. Don't want to swear by it.
Like I said,
I
just-
promise
I mean,
if you don't have love, your life will be
you
full of the
definitely have
opposite.
to
And that's a big
have
mistake.
your
You trying to
discernment.
demonstrate all love in sync like Justin Timberlake. And that's a big
But
mistake.
I'm
You
definitely
trying to
not-
demonstrate
I mean,
all love
That
in
is so
sync
true.
will
Yeah,
be
they have
full
to
of
forgive the other
opposite.
person,
And
and
that's
then
a
they,
big
first
mistake.
of all, they gotta
You trying
forgive
to
themselves
demonstrate
first
all love
before they
in
can
sync
go and
like
forgive the
Justin
other person.
Timberlake. And that's a
Because
big
it starts
mistake.
with you.
You trying to
Everything we do,
demonstrate all
whether it's
love
love
in
or
sync
whatever, it
like
starts with us
Justin
first. We gotta
Timberlake.
love ourselves first before we can show love towards other people. You know, and we gotta forgive ourselves before we can show forgiveness towards others. And also, you have to receive forgiveness from God. And so many people, they have not forgiven themselves, nor have they received the forgiveness of God because they still hold themselves captive, you know, and they crucify themselves for whatever they've done in the past.
Yes, y'all. Look at these glasses off the head. Hey, this is Brother Dalton Griff, and this is another episode of Love Sync Ministries Love Sessions. And you know what our foundational scripture says? 1 John 4:8. He that loveth not knoweth not God. Why? Because God is love. And remember, if you're listening on Facebook, make sure you hit the little likes, the little hearts. Make sure you share the videos and all that good stuff. On YouTube, do the same thing, but I need you to subscribe. Make sure you have it on public so I can see your name. So when it gets to that 100 subscribers, we're going to give you that $100, and then we're going to run the random generator, and those from 1 to 99 will get $100 also when we pick that one person. So that's $200 a month. Hard on money going to you. And also make sure you the notification bell so that way you know when the video is going on, the bell will go off and it's time for you to jump on. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring back a couple friends of mine from Unapologetically Great. We just did the Great Silver photo shoot too long ago. Matter of fact, we just this past Saturday. So we was down there hanging out, having fun with everybody. So make sure that you always go over there to the Unapologetically Great. Check them out on Tracy Barley's Facebook page. And everything. Also, don't forget to get the book. The book is still out there. You want to make sure you do that also. So they're back with me again, talking about something else. So let me bring up my friends, ladies and gentlemen, Frederick and Tracy the Byerleys. How's it going, people?
You're doing great. How are you?
Good.
Hey, you know me, every day above ground is great. I can't complain. Okay, wait a minute. What's going on here? Well, I'm getting echo. I'm getting two different things. Oh, I'm getting this. Hey, the first time I got that, I'm getting the delay from the show. What's really going on? All right. Look there.
You're doing great. How are you?
What kind of stuff is that? I never did that before. It's all y'all fault. I'm blaming y'all for that. Let me see what's gonna happen here. But what we're gonna do, you know, I always start out with 5 questions. But guess what? These 5 questions are gonna be directed at you guys. Directed at you guys. So here we go. The first question for you guys is you could either do where did you meet? Where did you first meet?
We met at Dixie House in Fort Worth.
Dixie House.
Mm-hmm.
I take it that's one of them Roadhouse Steakhouse places or something.
You know where that's at, on 820 in Lancaster.
Man,
Right
hey,
away.
I turned 60. Don't be trying to make me remember stuff.
It's still over there.
So now that's where y'all first met.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and so was that y'all first date?
Not really. That was just our first meet. Yeah. Those are guys.
Yeah, it was a blind.
Yeah. It was
Okay, okay. So then how did that happen? Y'all just in there eating or something, or what? Just ran into each other?
Well, you see, what had happened was
What happened was?
his best friend is my best friend too.
Ah, okay.
And she had been trying to hook us up for a while, but business was booming for him. And for me, I was in school at the time, but her mom was in the hospital and she was like, I need my friends. I'll come pick you up. And I'm like, okay. So we're 15 minutes away from Dixie House. And she goes, oh, by the way, we're going to go meet Fred. And I'm like, what? No. My hair was a mess. Sanctified jeans that day in some inappropriate places.
Uh-oh.
At first, I was like, okay, I'll probably never see him again. Whatever. And it was like when he got out the truck, I was like, oh. And so there you have it. That was on April 20, 2015.
All right. And so then, now when was the actual first date?
about a week or so later.
No, 3 days.
Was it 3 days?
Mhm.
Okay. At the show. Yeah. It was the third day right after we met. One of my sons was giving a stage performance, and we attended that together. So that was our first official date.
Okay. All right. So and
Wait. Can I tell my part?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Our friend, this friend of ours, is a very tricky type person because we talked to her a long time, and she contacted me and said we needed to get together, and we set up that date and time, but she never said anything about meeting anybody. So when she came in there with Tracy, I didn't know anything about that. So it was a blindsided date. I never saw it coming. I think if she would have mentioned it, I probably wouldn't have showed up and stuff. She knew what she was doing.
All right, then. So now, who met whose children first?
I met Cameron first
Yeah, my
at the
son.
play.
Yep.
Then I think Jordy was next, and then I met his girls last.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. That's just a little something I wanted to play around with just to get the people started. Okay. So now you guys are saying you want to do a free workshop for the people. So first of all, let me ask you, so I take it this is going to be a online workshop.
Of course.
All right. And so what's the format? Zoom? Who's it? Is that how it's going?
It will be via Zoom,
Yes.
and it's going to be small. So
Okay.
first come, first serve.
So how many people are you trying to hold it to?
10.
10
Or less.
Or
Yeah,
you
no
can-
more than 10.
Yeah, no more than 10.
Okay, or maximum 10, huh? Okay.
Yes.
So how do they sign up, and how do they want to be those first 10 people? So how does that work?
They will go to unapologetically gray, and that's gray with an A.com. Click on the events page. And then right now we have our previous stuff still on there. So I'm going to say for now, scroll down until you see the register button. Sign up there.
Okay. And so now, will it be a thing? So if you're only taking 10 people, will there be something that once you do the 10, will it automatically cut them off, or you would have to let them know that you can't do anything else, or what?
It will automatically cut people off. We may go ahead and open up a second date,
Yes.
February 20th as well, too.
Okay, now see, y'all answered my next question. Y'all gonna say, okay, well, hey, if you only doing 10 and 20 people want to get in, so what do you do for the other 10? And
There you go.
All right, great. All right, so now what is this workshop all about?
This workshop is all about making the best seasons of your life for 40 and beyond. Let me just say First of all, who this is not for. This would not be for people who are just so anti-aging that they're not open. We're not here to force or convince anyone about wanting to grow older gracefully or even accept your gray hair. By the way, you don't have to have gray hair to be a part of this. If you're age 40 and older and you are very hesitant or terrified about getting older, this is for you. And if there may be some people in their 30s that are dreading getting older, this may be for you as well.
And actually, regardless of what age you are, if you live long enough, you're going to age. So as information to even our young people, it can be something even for you to begin to prepare of how you want to live your, we call them golden years. Silver years. And the sooner you get information, perhaps the better prepared you will be, because it's going to happen if you live long enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what kind of, like I said, so it's for those that, like I said, are kind of dreading or afraid or can't cope with getting older. So just touch on a few of the subjects that you guys might be talking about to help them along their way.
Okay. Redefining aging, reframing a mindset that's going to make you feel optimistic about your future. We're going to take a swipe at some beliefs and bring about awareness of false beliefs. Also,
some of that has a lot to do with what we were exposed to at an early age around adults and also on television as well. And after looking at that so much, that becomes a part of your thinking. And so we'll have to dwell on those issues, those points.
Thank you.
Okay, so I say and it's like a lot of other stuff that we learned, when we was younger. Whether it was like, my whole thing is about, the love walk, because of what we were taught and what we were learned back in the church back in the day, and the way they taught us. And then now you're like, man, that is so far from what God's love is all about, or God is all about. So we got to, like I said, retrain the mind and say, no, look at it this way now. And so that's what y'all are telling people, or wanting people to understand about getting older. And so it's nothing to be scared of no more and all that kind of stuff. And,
right.
and as I'm saying that, so I'm thinking okay, so now when you're talking about getting older and reimagining things, rethinking things, so how does that work when you're doing this with the mind, body, and soul?
It really does have to deal with your thinking. At the end of the day, what you expose yourself to, your body, it's going to do what and how you
deteriorate. It's going to get old.
But at the same time, too, if you're taking care and maintaining, your body does not have to break down, contrary to popular belief. That's why even for the younger people, start now.
Yes.
Because how you take care of your body now is how well it's going to serve you in the end. For those of us who are in our 50s, we're learning.
Yes.
Proper eating,
That's
exercising,
right. Dieting.
Mm-hmm. We're doing fine. And we're going to continue to do fine in the future. Your soul, when it comes to aging on the outside, and that's what a lot of people look at and dread and start fearing. But really, proper aging begins on the inside with your mind, your soul, how you view life. If you're continuing to focus on, oh, I hurt, oh, I ache, oh, look at this gray hair, I see wrinkles. You keep looking for the bad in aging, you're basically going to get more bad. It's
going to magnify too. It's going to get larger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that, because, and one thing, like I said, when we talk love sync, basically almost saying the same thing, is that, you know, we saying that you got to love yourself the way as God loves you. So even like now, like how we're talking about aging, I just started working out again because, you know, like I just wasn't feeling myself. And then not working out or not eating right, it does affect your thinking, because like I said, your thinking is like, man, I don't feel like doing this. What do I need to do this for anyway? But then, you know, when you start like, man, I don't want my body to break down. I need to use this body for what God called me to use it for.
That's right.
And so now, even though my thinking process started me first, but then my thinking process said, hey, now that you're thinking better, look at the rest of it. And it's like, all right, now you got to get your body back on point. So then you get your body back on point with your eating and your mind and everything. And it's like, you know, like I said, the new 60 could be the new 40, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't go there, and like you said, you keep talking about how your body aches, how your body, oh, I don't feel like doing that. That's just too much to do and all that kind of stuff. Well, hey, if you don't never do it, then it won't get done. So that's why I asked that like that, because I'm noticing, you know, and I rethinking my mindset as far as the love, and then now my body, for the love of my body and my eating and everything. And it just, you know, it just got me at a whole new level. You know, I do feel like I'm 40 again, you know, so
that's it.
So I see where you're trying to get them to go with that. And now here's the big question is, how hard do you think it's going to be to get people with those type of mindsets to start rethinking and doing better for themselves?
What makes it difficult is the individual. The things that we put in our mind, the things that we gravitate on, the things that we receive is basically our responsibility. Nothing is hard if we decide to make a change. When you have support, once you set your mind on thinking better, automatically it can be done, so people can make it as complicated or as simple as it can be. It's strictly up to, it's individual. It's up to the individual.
Mm-hmm. I think too, whether you want to get rid of your false beliefs or not, there's something that we will be dealing with in there, that when we start showing some statistics, you have a choice. And for some people, they believed it for so long, they're going to do one of a few things. Oh man, yeah. Or, well, that's what my mama and daddy and them thought so. And so I'm not going to let go of this lie. It's programmed in my mind, and this is the way it is. So
yeah, and it's almost some things that like when you're dealing with with people in the church, and even though they know they might go to a church that you know, stuff is going on, pastor stealing money, he getting bigger house, bigger cars, but everybody else in the church still broke, but they still going there every Sunday because mama and them went there and grandmama and them, it's like they just get stuck and they don't want to get out of it. And when you were saying earlier about Frederick, when you were saying earlier about it being hard, and it's just like the word says, the only thing is hard is it says the ways of a transgressor is hard. So when you don't want to do anything, and you don't want to move forward, then yes, you do make it hard for yourself to move forward. So you know, it's just crazy like that. So now, when people sign up, when they get to going in here, what is what's the hope that you guys wish that, you know, comes from this? What do you want people to take away from the workshop, you know, to help them out?
Well, there are two more points that redefining aging is going to be huge. We're also going to have don't be sorry, be authentically unapologetic. And we're going to touch on the gray shaming and how to even learn to embrace your gray hair, whether you choose to wear it or not, because that's usually a sign that people are dealing with the outer signs instead of dealing with the inner. And then the last thing is designing your own lifestyle plan. And they're going to get a chance to see our simple holistic approach of how you can design a second lifestyle that you can feel excited about. So we'll throw out some things to kind of get them going. It will be interactive. It's going to be fast paced because it is 75 minutes. So there will be a workbook that's involved in there, but bring your journal in case you do a lot of writing. We do recommend that. But what we expect is for mindsets to be changed, self-esteem to be boosted just a little bit, and knowing how to deal with signs and other people's beliefs that are being projected on you.
And even if there's you're dealing with a sense of hopelessness, perhaps there'll be a little bit more hope, a little bit more confidence, a little bit more security in who you are and who you were created to be in the first place.
A lot of people, when it comes to aging, they see the outside and they start freaking out. But there are four things that people usually fear about the unknown behind getting old.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I'm going to be unattractive. I'm going to start getting feeble and breaking down. You want to sing the other two for the workshop?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save those.
Two for the workshop.
Okay, we'll save the other two for the workshop. But either way it goes, we're living longer.
Yes.
So mindsets need to change. Or else, if you don't die an early death physically because you have talked and willed yourself into these false beliefs, you're going to live the second half of your life pretty miserable because of the false beliefs.
Okay. So I like that term, your second lifestyle. So, when people are teaching or doing something or have a business, then they also want to look at the people that's teaching or have the business and see what they're doing. So this is your chance for both of you to tell us, since you're speaking on aging and getting your mind right and doing what you have to do. So what have you guys done that you could tell the audience, hey, this is what you have to do, this is what we've done to get this part where we believe that, hey, we're going to live our better life and not our worst life.
Some of the things that we've done is we've sat back and noticed our elders who tend to sit back and wait and just kind of watch the days go by that are not really active, and realizing that that's the direction that they're going. It seems like a hopelessness when you really see that somebody that has it but just sitting there waiting on it. So we watch them. And then we watch the young people who tend to just be all free and fancy and do whatever thinks good, feels good, knowing that eventually your body does keep score. So we've taken the elder, we've taken the young, and we've positioned where we are. We decide where we want to be 5, 10, 20 years from now, based on how we live right now. Our goal is to be long, prosperous. Our health, we don't want to have to depend and rely on systems and other people to take care of us when we should have taken better care of ourselves. This body is a temple. It doesn't belong to us in the first place. Our goal is to be the best steward of it. Treat it like it's the only one we have. We take care of it. We take care of each other. We exercise. We eat. We spiritually. So we maintain. We work on it. So we're not talking about anything that we don't do.
Exercise.
All the time. Constantly working to improve and just embracing where we are so that tomorrow we can enjoy and live a healthier life.
Not only that, in addition to that, we're dealing with life affairs financially, making sure we stay out of debt, making sure that we're working towards our future. Also, a lot of people run from future planning, the wills, knowing how you want things to go and pay in case you pass away, where they can find stuff, keeping stuff in order. So if something happens, somebody can go and get their hands on it. We want all of this done so we can continue to do what we do, live a retired life, even though we work. Also, for the people that are hitting 40 and after, I want you to know that there's hope, because I got my master's in my late 40s. I'm married at the age of 48. Our dreams started coming true. Life did not stop because we hit a certain age, because we still had expectations and things that we wanted to go a certain way. Stuff has been happening. And God is no respecter of persons.
That's right.
If He does this for us, oh, we just want to help inspire and spark something within you so that 10, 20, 30 years down the line, you can begin to forecast and envision what you want to work for you.
And not only that, too, you're not just setting for you, but you're setting a standard for your children, your children's children's, and your children's children's. These are considered blessings when it's a positive aspect.
We want to be that bridge, if you will, for the younger people who are looking at us. A lot of young people nowadays look at whoever it is, oh, I don't want to be anything like them. And they run from aging. They look at us and they're like, ooh, when I get y'all's age, I want to be like y'all. And then we also inspire the older people who are like, I really need to rethink some things.
Exactly. And, you know, here's one thing. Like I said, I was in the military for 11 years. I've been to Germany 3 or 4 times. I've been to Korea, you know, I've been to France, I've visited Spain and all that kind of stuff. If you think I'm bragging, that kind of a little bit. But no, here's what I know. In these other countries, I always see older people out walking. I mean, they could be in their 70s, 80s, 90s, but they're walking, they're constantly moving. You see what I'm saying? Now, in the States, and I'm going to flat out say it, in white neighborhood, if you're out early in the morning, you see them running, riding bicycles or walking. But in a black neighborhood, in the hood, if you go out there between 5 to 10 in the morning, you don't see nobody moving. Ain't nothing moving but the hood dog running up and down the road. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know we need to change our mindset as we get older, early, to keep our body moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know how I say a rolling stone grows no moss, or however that says. But that's what we have to do. We have to learn, like I said, get that mindset changed and constantly move this body, keep that machine going, and do what we need to do. Love ourselves enough, love ourselves as much as God loves us, to take our medicine, exercise, do what we're supposed to do. Because like you said, this is a loner. And when you have a loner, keep your loner squared away so the next person gets it, it can keep on going. You know what I'm saying? When you go rent a car, or you rent a home or rent an apartment, you try to keep it clean, because when you leave, the next person to come in got to move right on in. So keep it together. And also with that, when you said about, you know, like we don't want to talk about dying and stuff like that, because I remember my mom, you know, and this is, I think it was before we knew she had cancer, but we were just talking about wills and stuff one day, and she just got up and left the room because she couldn't discuss dying. You see what I'm saying? Something that as Black community, you have to discuss this. Now, the other problem with that, because I hear people saying, well, I ain't leaving my kids nothing, they ain't do nothing for me. I'm like, where is the love? Now we come back to the love again. You have to be that love to your kids, to your children. Love is supposed to be about them, not about us. We don't supposed to treat people according to the way they treat us. We're supposed to treat them as God treat us. And it's always correct. So, like, my children are going to get the money regardless. I don't care if they ain't spoke to me in 20 years. call me in once a year, no matter what, they're all going to get something because I don't want them to be like me. You know what I'm saying? Well, but let me take that back. I don't want them to be like my parents and the parents of their parents. I want to leave something, even though they might came and visit me, they might not talk to me, but they're going to know Daddy loved me because even after all this, look what he did for me. You see what I'm saying? And so I want them in that case to have that Stephen experience where you're watching somebody that Paul, my bad, Paul was watching Stephen being stoned.
Mhm.
That changed him because of how Stephen took that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I want. I want when something happens to me, I want my kids to be able to take the love that I left them and say, man, that's messed up. I didn't do what I was supposed to do as a child, but look what my dad did for me. So yes, he loved me. And that's what I want us to do. We need to get out of this thinking of, oh, I ain't leaving my kids, and all that old crazy stuff. No, we got to do our whole mindset, like you said, of getting older, the things and the lessons that we want to leave. We need to make that change because I'll tell you what, man, that's how white people make their money. They take $100,000, $1 million policies out on their parents, and when they kick, they rich just like that. And we scared to do that. And because my mindset was like that. Before my mom died, she said, hey, you need to take a policy out on me. This is before she got sick, but she said, you need to take a policy out on me. I'm like, man, we don't do that. We don't take a policy out on you. It's like, you feel some kind of way about taking money off of your parents' death. But that's the system how it's set up. Like I said, they do it all the time with no problem. They get money like that for those policies and create wealth. But we're scared. We weren't taught to do that, so it's different in our mindset. So we have to just, like you said, rethink ourselves and aging, the way we do things, how we leave legacy to our kids and all that kind of stuff. And I just ran off at the much too long. So y'all go ahead, take it from there. Whatever y'all got to say, go ahead.
What you're talking about inheritance is what you're talking about.
A legacy.
Something to leave. And what more? We're hoping our children, and I believe they are, they're grasping where we are and what we're doing. Finances is one thing, but it says a wise parent, how you leave that for your children's and children's and children. It's about healthiness up here. Healthiness in the mindset. Because if they left you all the money in your world, if you are not healthy up here, there's going to be a challenge when it comes to managing it and spending it. A healthier mindset, and most of all, we can lead and share the legacy. Talking about love, how can you love somebody else when you don't love yourself first?
Preach.
Love your spirit, love your body, love your soul, love the creation that you were meant to love. It's about loving oneself. When you love yourself, you can take better care of yourself, and that stems on through your life into others. So it's more about a legacy.
Not only that, whether you want to be or not, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, we're models.
Yes.
And
That's right.
either they're going to want to be like you or want to be nothing like you. And to what my husband is saying, we have this one body. This is it.
That's all.
If we don't model self-control and self-care, that's the greatest legacy. Wisdom. As we're growing old, I want to touch on that in a moment. If we don't do that, then don't matter what kind of money you get, you're going to blow it because you don't understand what self-care and self-control is. And that's major.
Right, exactly. And
I think also the understanding of who we are, how we're created, we're triune beings. Some are very physically healthy, but demented in the emotional or spiritual aspect. Then some are spiritual strong. And then also lacking over there. It's about taking who we are and finding a sense of harmony.
Yes.
Harmony of trying to connect all those areas of who you are so you're healthier in all those areas and living a more vibrant lifestyle. That's what it's about. It's like leaving no part of you behind.
Yeah, and the word likens that to a balance of the scales. You see what I'm saying? The scales have to be balanced. Like you said, I can't be all intellectual and then I'm 200 pounds overweight, or I can't have my body, with 0% body fat, but then my thinking is just crazy. Like you say, I'm spending money like I'm crazy, or I'm hoarding. It's something still off. Or like you said, then I'm just not spiritually at all, or I'm overly spiritual. So there's always that balance of the scales, and that's why I love the Love Book, because it teaches us how to balance those scales, and how you balance those scales is loving God and loving yourself, and love yourself enough to do what you need to do to keep this body right. And like I said, so it starts with that mind, that body, and everything just falls into place. Because just like you said, once you start, like I said, I was unevenly, my scales was all off. You know what I'm saying? But once the love walk hit me, and then I'm like, someone, wait a minute, my mind is ping, my mind is right now. Then they're like, ping, now I got to get my finances right now. Ping, now I got to get my body right now. So once you really get that love relationship down, the scales start wanting to balance themselves, because like I said, once you love something, then you want to do it. You don't have to be told, you don't have to be begged to do it. You want to do it because you love it. And so that's the whole thing right there. And like what you guys are teaching, even though you're not saying it, you are saying, hey, self-love. You have to love yourself to make that change. Because if you don't love yourself, then you never will make that change. All you'll be doing is bumping drums about it, but you'll never make the change. You'll never actually do it. So that once you love you like God loves you, then you want to do it, because you want to not only you don't want to all little lips together. You not only want to please God, but you love yourself enough to do what's best for you. So go ahead and get back to your growing old thing you said you were going to touch on, Tracy.
One thing that we really want to drive home is learning the difference between getting old and growing old. Getting old. Are you a hapless victim of life, just being dragged and calling it fate? Oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I see wrinkles and oh, where's mama? Oh. Or are you growing old? Are you alive? Usually when things are growing, they're alive. Yes. Are you taking control of your destiny? Of course, trusting God and the creator of the universe, but growing and learning so that you can craft the lifestyle that you want to live. You're doing things because you want to, not because you have to. And a lot of our age and growing older, getting older in our age and getting older, people are having to take medication. They're having to do things to kind of catch up from where life is slacked. Okay, that's good. Move yourself to a want to. I want to exercise and eat right. Again, because you talked about, I love my life. I have people who are watching me, so I need to be the best model I can be. We love to travel, living life and learning things, getting wisdom. We are growing older and we are having fun every step of the way. Yes. And people, this is not a fantasy. This is reality. You can do this too. Grow old, don't just get old.
As Ice Cube would say, yeah. But yeah, and also, and with the times it's having some people out of work and all that kind of good stuff. And, we understand that. But again, everything you do don't have to cost nothing but gas and eating them. You know what I'm saying? Because during the pandemic, just to get out and do something, You know, like I'm originally from Tyler. So me and we didn't tell anybody. We jumped up one morning. We went down to Tyler, rode around to some of the places I used to remember and stuff, and got something to eat at Red Lobster and came on back home. Then we went up to Oklahoma, did the same thing. Went up there, drove around. Hey, yeah, that's what I used to do. That's where I went, and that's what that does. Ate at Red Lobster, came on back home. So you know, you don't have to be stuck in the house and not doing anything. You know, just go ride. Even if you don't stop to eat anything, just go. There's a lot of places in these surrounding, in the state of Texas, in Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas. If you want to drive all the way over there to West Texas, if you want to, you ain't gonna see much of a desert. But there's plenty of places to go just to sightsee, just see some things and do something different than what you normally would do. So even though there's COVID, the chance to go out, like you said, grow and live your life and go do some things that don't necessarily cost you nothing with gas. Right? So that way, you know what I'm saying? Get out, go do something. Stop sitting here and talking about like that. Well, I ain't got no money to do this. Well, where I'm gonna go? What I'm gonna do? That Rose be sad attitude. Change your whole way of thinking. Get out and go do something. You don't have to sit there and do nothing. So you know, y'all got anything else? Matter of fact,
You know what?
go ahead.
You talked about that. There are some things you can do at home. And I suppose you could do them cheap if you wanted to. We couldn't go on our annual cruise that we do every December. So what we did was we created the cruise experience at home. Just about everything that could be done, excuse our canine diva in the background, everything that could be done on the cruise boat, we did it at home. Our only thing was we did not want to cook. So for those of you who cannot afford to go out and go buy up food and stock it up for how many days you want to take your home cruisecation, cook up your food and freeze it and then cook it so you don't have to cook. Maybe one or two places or restaurants that you want to call as your excursion. Go there, get enough food or just enough to experience the food for maybe that day. Come on back home, rest. If you can, put your phones away, tell people you're not available for how many days you're taking your cruise, read your Bible, sleep, whatever you have to do to unplug and reconnect. Dance, we did a lot of dancing, and just, if not connect with you and the Lord, connect with you, yourself, and you, or your spouse, or your family, if you want to do it with your family. You can use your imagination. And again, that's part of growing older, because you become more creative.
As a matter of fact, I think that growing older, when we get up into the numbers, our minds tend to even want to slow down with the idea of thinking and creating new things, because we've been doing that much of our life. But there's a friend of ours, she's in her 80s. She talks about how she learns something new every day. As long as you're living, there's something new to learn every single day. And as long as you're able, there's something new to do every single day. As long as we're living, we have an opportunity to do those things. And when your clock is ticked, then that is it. But you want to be able to look back and say that you lived a good life, a fulfilling life, the only one you had. That's what this is all about, living the best days that you possibly have every moment of the time, the best way you can.
Yep, and the only time it's too late is when you're dead.
That's it.
So don't talk about it's too late now. I'm just old. Hey, like I said, you got to change this right here. And you know, what's that old In Vogue song? What that song say? Relax. What's that? Something about your mind.
And the rest will follow.
So that's all you have to do is do that. So the rest will follow, and you will.
That's it.
So you guys go ahead and tell them again, how do they, what days the workshop, how do they sign up for it? How do they get involved? So let them know everything about getting involved in this workshop.
So what you need to do is go to unapologeticallygray.com, and we'll put that in the comments once this is over. And scroll down, look for the register button, and all you need to do is just register. It is this Saturday, February the 6th, from 11 in the morning until 12:15 in the afternoon, Central Time. And we'll get a workbook out to you. If you are a big writer, bring your journal. It's 75 minutes. It's going to go quickly. So see what we can do to help you forecast a little bit of vision, and we'll go from there.
All right. And the best part of this, ladies and gentlemen, it is free. Don't cost you nothing. You don't have to click a button and click a bell or something to put your credit card information or anything in there. It is free. So take advantage of, like I said, here you are, you're at home, it's COVID time, you can't do nothing. Some of y'all are probably stressed and don't know what you're going to do, how you want to do. So take advantage of somebody giving you something for free. And just check out something that you might be able to use to help you change your mind to start doing better for you. So y'all got any last words?
When you come, we ask you to come with a mindset to be open. Just open up and be willing to kind of receive and just think. You can't predict or comprehend what it's going to be like or the things that you want. But when you come open, it's amazing what you can leave with when your mind is not set on something else. So just come with an open mind, open expectations.
All right. Tracy?
What he said.
What he said? Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just make sure that, we say it in when you register. Make sure you get there at least 5 to 10 minutes early, because once we start, we want to start with the flow and not have to stop and keep letting people in the room.
Do we have a cutoff time registration?
Cutoff registration, yes, is the night before at 11:45.
Okay. All right. So you hear that, people? Be on time, not CP time, but on time. This is not West Coast Pacific time. This is not Mountain time. This is not East Coast time. It's Central time. And they want you there how many minutes early?
5 to 10 minutes early.
5 to 10 minutes early. Get in there. You can sit and chill. Go get you some water and all that kind of stuff, juice, whatever you need to do. Come back, and then you can sit there. And then if somebody try to get in the door, do them like they used to do my professor. Can't get in. You should have been here on time. So make sure you check it out. This weekend, it is a free seminar. So y'all go check it out. And we'll talk to you guys later. Hey, y'all thank me once again. Put your hands together for Frederick and Tracy Farley giving that free. Y'all take care of it.
Thank you. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it was. Y'all heard it. Y'all take that advice. Go to Unapologetically Great. Register for that free seminar. Come on now, y'all do that. So you guys take care of yourself. Have a wonderful rest of your day. This has been Brother Darryl McGriff with Love Sick Ministries Love Session. Don't forget on Facebook, click the little lights, click the little hearts, share the video on YouTube. Do the same thing, but make sure you subscribe. Put it on public so I can see you. And also hit the notification bell to get the notification when the other videos are going to pop up. Also on the subscription, when we get 100 subscribers, the 100 subscriber is going to get $100. And those that help get there, we're going to run the random generator from 1 through 99. That means somebody else has a chance to win $100. So make sure you get to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're on public. I want to see your name. All right. Until next time, you guys take care and always continuously and constantly do what? Walk in love. And why do you do that? Because you might be the only love that somebody has ever seen their entire life. So until next time.